When I was a kid, I really desperately wanted a horse. And my parents really desperately wanted me not to have a horse because they knew that a horse was a major commitment. It meant early mornings, it meant expenses, it meant it was really going to affect our lifestyle and our level of freedom. And I think that's why a lot of people avoid either consciously or unconsciously getting their money sorted and putting a money system in place. They think it's going to be this restrictive thing they'll be stuck with. But in this episode, I'm going to show you how it's the opposite, how a money system can actually give you all the freedom that you crave and the clarity and the peace of mind, and how it only takes me 5 minutes a week to manage my money, which is about as long as it takes me to make my delicious oatmeal every morning. So in the end, we settled on riding lessons because what I actually wanted was just to ride a horse as often as possible. I didn't really want to be stuck picking up poop and having to get up at 5 a.m. And so with your money system, it's the same thing. What we really want is we want financial freedom. We want to know that we can spend money on fun stuff without having to worry about money or watch our pennies. And a good money system will let you do exactly that. So I applied that same concept from my experience with wanting to actually ride, not really so much own the horse, to my money system. I looked at what was the outcome I wanted and what was I willing to do to achieve it. And the decision I came to is that I wanted managing my money to take me no longer than it takes me to make my oats in the morning, which is about 5 minutes or so. So not only does it only take me 5 minutes a week to manage my money and know that everything is sorted and in place, it's also given me and our family all these amazing benefits. Like at one stage, we literally had no income for about 6 months. And we were okay because we had set ourselves up financially with those buffers and with that system that allowed us to get through that period really without feeling a lot of stress at all. We also managed to pay off $70,000 worth of credit cards in just 7 months when we committed to that money system. And we managed to buy a beachfront apartment. Now, these were not all at the same time, but these are all things that we managed to do because we had a great money system that covered not just our business income, but also our personal finances. And we got to do all these cool things without ever missing a bill, being late on our mortgage, or stressing about money. Now, when I make my oats in the morning, I've got everything laid out and ready to go. So all I really need to do is step myself through that quick and simple process. And with your money system, it's the same. Once you've got it all laid out, all you really need to do is consistently show up and just step your way through the process. So let me take you through this process now, one simple step at a time. Now, when I make my oats in the morning, I walk into the kitchen and I get my ingredients out and my toppings, and I've got them all together and ready to go, nice and handy. And it's exactly the same with when I sit down just once a week for that 5 minutes to manage my money and distribute our income. So all I need is my smartphone, my little A5 notepad, and a pen. And that's all I use. And so that first step is getting everything together, both your tools, but also tallying your income for the week. I usually do my income distribution and organize my money once a week. So I tally up how much money came into our business and our household for that week. So when I'm making my morning oatmeal, I always like to sprinkle on some seeds and cranberries and then throw in some blueberries as I'm cooking. And you know, that needs to be proportionate to the amount of oats I've got in the pan. Sometimes I'm making it just for me, sometimes for Martin as well, maybe for the kids one day too. And so it always needs to be in proportion. And when it comes to managing your money, because your income fluctuates, your tax is going to be a little bit of a different number every single time. But the way to make it easy is to keep it in proportion by using a percentage. So whatever percentage you've decided up front, you will take out of your gross income for tax, be it 10, 15, 20, 30%, whatever's appropriate for you, you just quickly calculate. This is how much of all that money that came in this week I need to be putting aside for tax. So that's step number 2. And that fluctuating income is a big reason why a lot of people will avoid sitting down and organizing their money, because it can seem really confusing, right? You're like, yeah, but what if I make less than I need to, and I need to keep more money in my business this week, and I can't pay myself as much or put tax aside, and you kind of don't quite know what's going on. But the thing is that when you actually start to pay attention to that and take note of it and manage it, you can smooth your cash flow. And that is the secret to maintaining your lifestyle, no matter whether your income is on the up part of the curve or the down part of the curve, because it will naturally do that when you're in business. Because maintaining your lifestyle really means that you need to have a consistent amount of money available so you can do those things you want to do, no matter whether you had a big income week or month or a low income week or month. And the key to being able to do that is to smooth your cash flow as much as possible. So even though it may come in a little bit inconsistently, what you do is you kind of put it through this process that then averages it out for you so that you still have the money available to do the things you like to do on a consistent basis. Which means that if in the past you have avoided proactively managing your money because you thought that irregular cash flow made it too hard, you need to actually recognize that proactively managing your money is what alleviates that problem for you. And with that comes a massive sense of relief, because you know that the money to do what you want to do and pay for the things you want to pay for and need to pay for is always going to be there for you. And what that means is that you get to enjoy that peace of mind and that deeper knowing that it's okay. It means you've actually reached financial stability, and that raises your vibration, makes you feel better about money, makes you feel great about your business, and actually makes you magnetic to more, which means you'll then have more money to play with yet again. And so this is why after I take the 10 seconds it takes to calculate how much tax money I need to put aside, I then have a quick look to see if I am in shortfall, if I've maybe brought in less than I really need to this week, and I make a note of it. Just like if I notice that I'm running low on cinnamon or maple syrup for my oatmeal, then I go and write it on my shopping list so that I don't run out and get myself in trouble and not get to enjoy the breakfast that I love to have each and every morning, because I do. I love my oatmeal so much. Do you pretty much eat the same breakfast each and every day? I'd love to know, what is your favorite breakfast? I know it's totally off topic, but I'm curious. Let me know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this video, take a moment to hit the like button, and of course, click subscribe, share it with any friends who would enjoy it too. All right, let's keep moving on to the good bit. Okay, let's do a quick recap and then get on to the last bit. So we have tallied our income for the week. We've gathered our ingredients, right? Then we have taken note of how much money we need to put aside for tax. We've made sure the proportions are right. Just like when I sprinkle on my seeds and cranberries, I make sure I get the proportions right. And then we've just taken a quick note to see if there's any shortfall that we need to then deal with maybe next week when we have some surplus money. Just checking, are we running out of any ingredients? How easy is this so far, right? In fact, I actually think this takes me less time than it takes me to make my porridge in the morning. But let's move on to the last step, which is pulling out your smartphone and just making a couple of transfers. You are literally just needing to transfer that tax money into your tax account and pay yourself out of your business. That's it. I know you can do a couple of quick banking transfers. You do it all the time, right? And this is how easy it is to keep your money system on track so that you can enjoy all those amazing benefits and that financial stability and reap the rewards, just like we did, you know, being able to smash our credit card debt, being able to buy that beachfront apartment, and being able to ride out a little bit of a lull in the business without it really affecting our lifestyle much at all. When you've got your system all set up, you can trust it. And all you need to do is show up and go through the motions, which is so simple and so quick. Of course, you're going to need to know exactly what those amounts are that you need to then transfer, right? And that's why you want to watch this episode next, because it'll take you through the 5 critical components you need in your money system so you can trust that it'll take you to your financial goals.